I'm Christina Fuges with MoldMaking Technology Magazine, and I'm here at AmeriMold with Rebecca Hamstra of Progressive Components. Rebecca, why is monitoring water flow important?
The cooling portion of the injection molding process is 60 to 80%. Having that optimized can increase production as well as take care of our product asset of our molds.
So why or how is it different, monitoring water flow, to the OEM, to the molder, and to the mold builder? How do they compare?
So for the OEMs, having a good baseline of what our cooling flow and temperature through a mold is going to give us a good optimization into the next supply chain for the injection molders. As far as the mold builders are concerned, having good flow through each circuit, and as well as having a good pressure leak test that they can perform, so as this tool moves through the supply chain, it is not only optimized, but it's also making sure that it is performing at what they expect it to perform as. And as for the molders, making sure that they have a good baseline of cooling, pressure, and temperature in each one of the cooling lines, being able to monitor that cooling line throughout production runs, knowing that we're not seeing scaling or debris in the lines or leakages. These can really prevent mold stoppages and also help with preventative maintenance moving forward with that tool in production.
So Progressive has a production manifold and a test rig, correct? So how do you know which is the best approach?
Sure. So the production unit, it offers a manifold, a 4-zone, an 8-zone, and a 12-zone that can be daisy chained and accommodated for every tool and machine mix. So being able to monitor the temperature, flow, and pressure in each line on one screen, and then being able to set up those alarm limits that can notify you if you start to see any issues, if the water's not turned on, if the water lines are mixed up, or if you start seeing some scaling. We can do trending some trends graphing over time. As well as being able to connect it to like a light tree or a part diverter, or stop the machine, or notify you that there's any issues with your cooling, so you can immediately identify which cooling line it is. It'll notify you, so when you move that tool, if you are seeing issues into your maintenance area, they can quickly identify what the problem is. There's a lot of ways that the production unit can help molders as well as mold builders when they're PMing the tools and in production to optimize that portion of the process. Like we mentioned, it's 60 to 80% of the process. So if we can really dial that in, it's going to help reduce cycle time, scrap rates, and also preventative maintenance, identifying things quickly. The test rig, so this is on a cart, and it's typically used in tooling maintenance departments for molders or mold builders. And if they don't have a water source, so a thermalator, central cooling lines, it offers a 20-gallon tank inside of this cart, as well as a pump. That what it'll do is you can move a mold up to this cart, and it has a sink in it, and the water tank and pump will pressurize the tool. It'll run pressure all the way through it, hold it for 2 minutes, and then print out a report, a validated certificate that says I do have good flow going through this tool. So it'll also show you the turbulent flow, so the Reynolds number, so we can take in through the orifice of the diameter of the circuits on each line, and it will tell you what your actual Reynolds number is per circuit. And oftentimes a lot of our customers require that we know what that Reynolds number is.
Thank you, Rebecca, for all that. For more information on these technologies and other mold making technologies, visit moldmakingtechnology.com.